What's going on, guys? It's Sensei Adam. Welcome back to another Brawl Stars video. So today we finally have a boss fight event in the new big landscape update, and of course we did have some huge changes to the boss fight mode in this update, which kind of changes up which brawlers you want to play on it. So if you guys didn't see on the balance changes, here they balanced it out. So basically the boss has a little health decay, so over time he loses a certain amount of health. And the maximum amount of time you can possibly get, even if you don't even get damaged, is around 5 minutes or so. So with that, along with some other more hidden changes that you guys might have not seen, it definitely does shake up which brawlers are in the meta in boss fight. Like, which ones are useful to both be good as the boss and also attacking. So basically what we're going to go ahead and go over in this video is all of those secret hidden changes, along with my thoughts on which brawlers specifically are the best to pick in boss fight currently, with all of these new changes that they just implemented into the game mode. Because trust me guys, it changed a lot, especially with the new controls and all of these new secret hidden things that they just implemented. So stay tuned, and if you do enjoy the video, make sure to smash that subscribe button for more daily Brawl Stars content. So the first thing we do have to go ahead and discuss is the deterioration of your health over time. And I did take the time to calculate how much you do lose over time, and it turns out to be about 1/3 of 1% every single second. So every 3 seconds you're gonna go ahead and lose 1% of your health. And if you add all of that up, the max that you can possibly ever get, like they said, is 5 minutes. It's not around, it is exactly 5 minutes. Because 1% of your health, you lose it in 3 seconds. So 100%, you theoretically would lose it in just 300 seconds, which is exactly 5 minutes. So it kind of sucks that you can never ever reach above 5 minutes, and then from there, as they do damage, you're just going to get a lower time. So I don't think anybody's ever going to beat those records of 8 minutes again. So the 5 minutes is the absolute max you can ever get. And that is if nobody even does any damage to you. Crazy, right? So the second thing that they went ahead and changed, but they didn't put it in the patch note, is that every single boss's health increased by like 75% or so. I don't know the exact amount, but before the highest health you'd ever see was like from an El Primo who had 95,000 health. Now everybody ranges from around 165,000 health to around 180,000 health from like the tanks. So yeah, that's another thing you have to take into account. Everybody has a ton of health when they're the boss. So a lot of the times they're probably going to lose half of their health just from the decay. So they basically want people to get around 2 minutes to 3 minutes. And that goes ahead and fits in nicely with my first point on which brawlers you want to use with all of these new rules. First, you do not want to use too many tanks. And I know what you guys are going to say. Why no tanks? Aren't they really good in the current meta? Yes, they are in regular game modes, but because of the current rules or the changes on boss fight, you really don't want to use them. And the reason why you don't want to do that is because there isn't that big of a health change between like the lowest health brawlers such as Crow and the highest ones such as Primo, where Crow has about 165,000 health and a Primo has around 183,000, which is almost nothing in boss fight numbers, while in a regular game he has almost 2 or 3 times as much health as a Crow. So you don't get the benefit of being a tank while you have to be close range in order to do all of that damage. So I wouldn't suggest picking a tank if you're trying to get a good time as the boss. And also these new changes are going to help out the brawlers that have low HP compared to tanks a lot. Let's say you pick a brawler such as Barley. He does a lot of damage, you can stay back, use that super to just take out a bunch of people at once, and you're going to have the same health as a tank who's the boss. But if you guys are looking for a brawler that does take advantage of the new aimbot and the new joystick so it's easier to use, I would highly suggest you playing Shelly. Shelly, I would say she isn't a very good boss because it's very easy to just get cornered, and you actually do have to get close to your opponents to do all that damage. She's also an amazing brawler when you're on offense because you can just get close and just stomp on people. Since the aimbot is going to do all the work for you, you just have to keep tapping it over and over again, and you're going to get supers like crazy. One time I believe when I was playing against a Dynamite, I went ahead and got 3 supers in a row and just kept blasting the heck out of him. It was so funny, and there was nothing he could do. He just had to try and keep running away, and my super just kept slowing them down. So it was just a crazy moment. But in all honesty guys, I wouldn't recommend playing Shelly if you're trying to get a really good boss fight time. By really good, I mean like over 3 minutes. Anything over that's probably almost impossible with the new current system. Because basically what you are trying to do under the new system is running down the clock from 5 minutes. Every single piece of damage that you do take, you're just shaving off the time. Like if you take a little bit of damage, that's 459 and 458. Since you do lose that 1/3 of 1% every single second, you have to try and delay as much damage done to you as possible. So one brawler that I would suggest you guys trying out, who's still great in boss fight, has to be Nita. And this brings me to another point that they just added in boss fight. They highly increased the health that Nita's bear has. Before they nerfed it, it only had around 8,000 HP, so you could take it out pretty easily. Now it has around 15,000 health. So it's a really easy distraction for you to just throw it out, have them keep hitting it for a few seconds, and that's greatly going to increase your time. So basically, just throw that bear down, have them be distracted for like 10 seconds, take out better position, and that's going to save some precious time on you getting your way up to that 5-minute mark. And another cool feature that gives Nita a big advantage over some other brawlers is her bear does not have health decay. So you can expect that that bear is going to distract some people for a few seconds, and it just lets you stay alive for a lot longer than you can expect, since instead of shooting at you, they'll shoot at that bear for that amount of time. And of course, the same thing applies to Jessie's turret. She also got a huge buff, and I think she has around 16,000 health, so it's really hard to take that thing out. You're going to be shooting at it for so long, and once you do finally take it out, Jessie's probably going to have another turret of her own. And the really annoying thing about Jessie's turret, of course, is if she does have her star power, then you're probably going to be screwed. She's just going to stay in the back, keep shooting at it over and over again, and you're not going to be able to hide from it. Usually with Jessie, she's probably one of the only brawlers I would say can get over 3 minutes in this current meta. Although the one thing I do have to say about Jessie is she's not the best if you're trying to go on offense, especially on this map. If they're hiding in the bushes, your turret isn't even going to be able to target them. Although on the other map, which is like the more yellowish map, I would say she's a lot better, especially if you put her turret is in like a location where the boss is going to frequent a lot. But I would have to say, Jessie's a really good option to pick, especially if you're trying to go for that good time, even though so far you're probably not going to beat any record since the max used to be 8 minutes, now it's only 5 minutes, and every single type of damage you take is just going to subtract from that. Her turret is just so good at absorbing damage, it has no health decay, so I will definitely give her a try, especially if you have her star power. Just keep shooting the turret, and it's going to bounce off any target that it hits. And of course, last but not least, has to be Crow. Crow you see everywhere, especially at higher levels where almost everybody has a Crow. Well, I shouldn't say almost everybody, but a lot of people. You see at least 2 to 3 Crows every single match. It's just crazy how good he is. I would say Crow basically gets a huge advantage from all of the changes that they just added into this game mode. Basically, number one, he has the ability that tanks do, which make them viable, which is to go somewhere else on the map if you're just getting obliterated left and right. So you can use that jump to just go to the other side of the map, get a fresh start, keep poisoning people along the way, and just avoid damage overall. And because now he has the health of a tank, you start off, I believe, with around 167,000 HP, and a tank starts at around 180,000 health, so almost no difference at all, only about 5%. I would say Crow is a very, very good option on this game mode. Him, along with Jessie, I would say, are probably your best bets to get the best time of around 3 minutes or so, because you're dang sure that you're not going to get over 4 minutes, since you probably have to take almost no damage at all from your opponents if you want to get around over 4 minutes. Going off of that, some other brawlers I would say you might not want to use. Mortis, I said before, he was one of the best brawlers if you wanted to get a good time. He might be useful, but since the record now is only 5 minutes, you're not going to get that. If you go down like tank just to get a good time, your best time if you do go against noobs might only be around 4 minutes or so, since you're not going to take no damage at all. So guys, with all of these changes, what brawlers would you suggest having the best shot to get a good time, and what are the best overall brawlers that you would suggest playing in this new game mode? I'd love to hear your opinions down in the comments below. But anyways guys, thanks for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to smash that like button and hit the subscribe button for more daily Brawl Stars content. And as always, I'll see you next time. Peace.